event being hosted by the CIB headquarters. My name is Steve Brown, Deputy Superintendent from the Constabulary Communication Network, CCN. Before I go, let us introduce to you members of the head table. Third, from my left right there, is the Commander-in-Chief of the CIB, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Jervis Taylor. To his right is the second in charge, Senior Superintendent of Police, Wilfred Gale. To my left right here is Superintendent Cornwall Abiga-Ford. To the left of ACP Taylor is the head of the Major Investigation Task Force, Superintendent Michael Phipps. To his left is the head of the Organized Crime Investigation Division, Senior Superintendent Fitz Bailey. And then we have Superintendent Cleon March. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll update you on a number of issues this morning. We'll be talking about the investigation surrounding the Hunk of Gold gang and where we are with that. We'll be talking about investigations surrounding kidnappings, which, the Hunk of Gold matter will be dealt with by Senior Superintendent Gale. Superintendent Michael Phipps will give you information on some wanted men, some of the most wanted men we need right now. Senior Superintendent Bailey will be talking about kidnappings. And then on the crime situation, we'll have ACP Taylor addressing you on the crime situation as it is now in our country. So at this time, I'll ask Senior Superintendent Wilfred Gale to come to the lectern and address you on the whole situation.
Good morning. I am already introduced Senior Superintendent Gale, second in charge of the Criminal Investigation Branch. This morning we are here to enlighten the press and the public on issues of investigation. Following my presentation, Superintendent Michael Phipps will deal with matters touching on the Major Investigation Task Force, and then Senior Superintendent Bailey will address you on matters of organized crime. Following the fatal shooting of Richard Hilton, otherwise called Hunk of Gold, on the 30th of March 2012, about 5:30 p.m. along Dunbarton Avenue, our linked investigations has resulted in a major breakthrough in disrupting the Hunk of Gold gang. So far, we have arrested and charged 7 members of the gang, including 2 females. Two of the persons who were traveling with Mr. Hilton at the time of his demise has also been charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm. And I'll give you those names. They are Akeem Allison, OC Max, is 21 years old, of 18 Widmardway, Kingston 2. Richard Arbine, OC Danny, is 41, of 137 Barbican Road. So far, we are able to clear 4 murders. And I can give you those details later of the 4 murders that we have cleared so far. We have cleared 30 robberies in St. Andrew North and St. Andrew Central. And those are in the Constant Spring and Harvey police areas. 2 firearms has been recovered so far from the gang. 1 was recovered during the shooting of Mr. Richard Hilton. Our integrated ballistic identification system is very much at work and is assisting us immensely. We are able to link 10 major crimes from the firearm recovered from Richard Hilton, otherwise called Hunk of Gold. 4 murders and 6 robbery shootings. These are robberies where persons were shot during those robberies. The other firearm that was recovered from another member of the gang, so far has resulted in 1 murder and 6 robbery shootings so far. We have been able to identify 20 members of the gang so far, in which we are pursuing. And I can tell you, this is a very strong network. This gang is operating out of St. Andrew North, St. Andrew Central, St. Andrew South, St. Catherine North and South, St. James, and as far as to Manchester. And I can tell you that one of the hits from, or three of the hits from the firearms has linked us to a murder in Kingston, linked us to a murder in Spanish Town, and has also a murder in St. James. So this shows you the magnitude and the networking of these gangs right across. This is as far as I will go at this time in regards to the Unca Gold gang. I think we might defer the questioning until after all the presentations have been made. Mr. Phipps will be coming next to speak to you on matters of the Major Investigation Task Force, and then Mr. Bailey.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen. The persons that will be mentioned are deemed wanted by the Major Investigations Task Force, and they are wanted in respect to gun-related murders committed within the corporate area of Kingston and St. Andrew. We have Dennis Kennedy, who is also known as Spooner. He's formerly of a 28 Sunlight Street address. He's of a dark complexion, has a broad-based nose, receding hairline. He's about 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he's of a medium build and is 34 years old. He was known to frequent Princeville Plaza, Constant Spring Road, and Eastwood Park Gardens in Kingston. He's wanted in regards to the murder of Richard Barrett, committed 10:15 p.m., 21st of December, 2006, at Princeville Plaza in Kingston. We have a male known only as Shamara, otherwise called Max, and Bye Bye. His last known address is Glen Road, Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13. He's of a dark complexion, slim built, about 5 feet 7 inches tall, about 24 years old, and is known to have what we commonly refer to as bleach out face. He's wanted in regards to the murder of Chevon Spence, and this was committed 3:30 p.m. on the 25th of April, 2008 at number 10 Glen Road. This person is known to frequent Lower Maxfield Avenue area, as also the community known as Frog City. We have as well Randall. His address and location is currently unknown. We have as well Kevin, otherwise called Joe Grind, and he once lived at Grape Road in Kingston 11 area of Olympic Gardens. Both Randall and Kevin are wanted in respect to the murder of Joseph Phillip, committed 24th of June, 2008 at 11:20 p.m. along Cassia Crescent in the Kingston 11 area. Randall is of dark complexion, has bleaching face, is of a slim build, about 5 feet 9 inches tall, and has what we call bow legs. He is believed to be in his early 20s. Kevin, otherwise called Joe Grind, he has bleaching face, he's of a medium build, and he's believed to be in his early 20s. He's about 5 feet 10 inches tall. Donovan Brooks, also known as Pippi, is formerly of Riverton City in Kingston. He's of a dark complexion, slim built, and is believed to be in his late 20s. He's about 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he was known to frequent Riverton City, Colorley Mews, and is wanted in respect to the murder of Calvin Barrett, committed on the 24th of May, 2009 in the Riverton City area. We have also B. Cordova Creary, also known as Cardiva and Red Boy. He's formerly of a number 1 Wind Road address in Olympic Gardens, Kingston 11. He's of a brown complexion, slim built, about 5 feet 10 inches tall, and is in his early 20s. He's known to frequent the McKinley Crescent, Roden Crescent, and Wind Road areas of Olympic Gardens. He's wanted in respect to the murder of Ian Miles, committed 21st of June 2009 at 31 McKinley Crescent, Olympic Gardens, Kingston 11. Ricky Brown, otherwise called Chichi, is formerly of 14 Fairman Way, Delacree Park, Kingston 13. He's of a dark complexion. He's about 5 feet 6 inches tall, slim built, has a round face, and usually sports low-cut hair. He's 30 years old, and he's known to frequent the Delacree Park housing scheme. He's wanted in respect to the murder of Ian Wiles, which was committed on the 21st of June, 2009 at 31 McKinley Crescent, Kingston 11. Ricky Brown, otherwise called Chichi, is formerly of number 14 Freeman Way, Delacree Park. He's of a dark brown complexion, 5 feet 6 inches tall, slim built, has a round face, and is wanted in respect to the murder of Alistair Stewart, committed 8:20 p.m., 28th of March, 2009, in the Delacree Park housing scheme. We have also Linval Allen, also known as Val. He's formerly of number 17 Smith Lane, downtown Kingston. He's of a dark brown complexion, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, slim built, has a large mouth with thick lips, and has a small cross tattoo on his left hand. He has the name Alex written on that tattoo. He is known to frequent Yorktown in Clarendon, Golden Hill in St. Andrew, and is wanted in respect to the murder of Dimitri Hausen, which was committed on the 24th of November, 2009 at Golden Hill District, and we have photographs available. We have also Justin Berry, otherwise called Debo Pugs, and is formerly of number 7B Tavern Drive, Kingston 6. He's of a dark brown complexion, stout built, about 5 feet 10 inches tall, has straight face, and he's 23 years old. And it is instructive to know he's wanted in connection with the death of his brother, Dane Berry, which was committed on the 2nd of the 6th, 2010 at Tavern Drive, Kingston 6. Final one, Alan Gibbs, also known as Barcode, is formerly of number 11 Dove Street, Kingston 13. He's of a dark complexion, slim built, about 5 feet 4 inches tall, has a large mouth with thick lips, and usually sports a low-cut hair. He is known to frequent Lower Maxfield Avenue and the Rosetown community. He is wanted in respect to the murder of Sean James, committed 1:30 p.m. on the 24th of June, 2004 at James Street, Rosetown, Kingston 14. And I should hasten to point out that these persons have been wanted by the MIT, Kingston and St. Andrew, MIT, for quite a while. Despite our many efforts, we have not been able to locate or apprehend them. So it is important that we seek the public's assistance in trying to locate and apprehend these persons. And as I said in opening, these persons are wanted to be charged. So providing that they turn themselves in or persons give information, they'll be charged at the earliest convenient time. And as usual, we can be contacted at 9225-344 or 779-6185. 89 or the usual 811, 311, 119 or the nearest police station. And it is advisable that persons, seeing these persons, proceed with caution in terms of their approach, as we believe that these persons are likely to be harmed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Phipps. And for my media colleagues, we will supply you with photographs of these individuals where we have them available. So as soon as possible, we'll give you the photographs electronically. At this time, I'm going to ask Senior Superintendent Fitz-Bailey from the Organized Crime Investigation Division to come and address you.
Good morning. I'll be speaking briefly on some of the issues relating to kidnapping in Jamaica, and I'll be giving just some statistics from 2009 to present. Between the period 2009 and present, 29 cases of kidnappings were reported to the police. 6 of these are considered to be fake or offenses relating to creating public mischiefs. An overall total of $78 million, 364,000 Jamaican, was demanded, as well as 527,000 US dollars. And in relation to that 527,000 US dollars, $500,000 relate to one particular case. In 2009, 4 cases of kidnappings were reported to the police. A total of $26 million and $70 was demanded in ransom. In the year 2010, a total of 7 cases of kidnapping were reported to the police. A sum of $34 million, 500,000 was actually demanded. During 2009 to 2010, and this is very significant, 12 cases of kidnappings occurred in the Area 3 police formation, which comprises of St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and Clarendon. Investigations reveal that a certain criminal syndicate was responsible for these kidnappings. The police conducted major operations and investigation, and we can safely say that that syndicate has been disrupted significantly, or we could go to the extreme to say it has been dismantled. However, there are 2 individuals that we consider to be very important to us that are at large, and they are Cami Stanley, O.C. Cami. His date of birth is the 14th of October 1980, and he's of 25 Duke Street, Maypen, Clarendon. And Barrington Williams, O.C. Ziggy. His date of birth is the 14th of March 1964, and he is of Turner's District, Clarendon, as well as Point Hill in St. Catherine. Both men are wanted by OCID in relation to several kidnappings, and those occurred in the West, in the central Jamaica, as indicated. These 2 persons are believed to be harmed, and if we are soliciting the public assistance in finding these 2 individuals, we can be contacted at 967-1389 or 922-3771, Crime Stop 311-811 or Control 119. In 2011, significant increases of kidnapping were reported to the police. A total of 14 cases were reported. 7 of these were not genuine kidnappings. Investigation revealed that there have been an increase in cases of public mischief as it relates to kidnapping and extortion. And I want to say that in many instances, the person who is purported to have been kidnapped, as well as is normally related to some family members, and it's a means of extorting money from family members. A sum of $9 million, just over $9 million was demanded in ransom. And of that amount, just over $300,000 was paid out. And I like this because these funds that were paid out were actually paid out by family members to other family members ignorantly. And that is some of the fake kidnappings that we have actually investigated. Since the start of the year, this year, 2012, we have had 3 kidnappings. And I guess most people are aware of the one that we had in Stony Hill. That was the most significant one, in which a demand of $5 million was made. However, none of the demand was ever paid. I want to make a point to say that as law enforcement agent, we can be proud of our anti-kidnapping effort in Jamaica. I don't think that there's anywhere else in the world where we have a 100% success rate in kidnapping. We have rescued every hostage that has ever been held by the kidnappers. And they have been rescued without any form of harm or injury to them. And I think it's something that as law enforcement agent, we can be proud of. We have a very good mechanism in place to treat with kidnapping. And nowhere in the world you'll find this sort of record, 100% success rate. I know there's a case that is on the mind of everybody and concern to the public, and that is a case of extortion relating to nude photographs that were actually placed on a certain site. I just want to say that 13 victims have reported incidents of their photograph being placed on this particular site, and demands have been made of them to remove their photograph from the site. I cannot get into too much detail, but I will say at this time that we are following very strong leads, and in short order, we will come back to the media in respect of that matter. I also want to point out a significant case that we have been investigating, and that relates to Intertrade Finance Corporation and the associate companies. It's a case where prospective investors were actually defrauded of over 4 billion Jamaican dollars. We're asking the public assistance to locate Ms. Joan Powell, who is the CEO of Intertrade Finance and the associate company. She is wanted for fraud. One person has been arrested, and I cannot comment on it because the matter is before the court, but I'll just say that Leroy Paul, the chief financial officer, has been arrested, and any information as to the whereabouts of Mrs. Joan Powell, I'm appealing to the public to call the numbers that I've actually made mention of earlier on, 311-811-119-922-1379. We really need your assistance in locating Ms. Joan Powell. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, SSP Bailey. At this time, I'll ask the ACP Jervis Taylor, the Commander-in-Chief for the Criminal Investigation Branch, to come and give you a seat.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. I want to commence by updating you on the crime situation in Jamaica at this time compared to the period January to April of last year, with specific reference to major crimes. For the first 4 months of this year, January to April, compared to last year, shooting is down 3.5%. Rape, down 15%. Carnal abuse, down 46%. Robberies, down 25.6%. Break-ins, down 22.1%. Murder, up 2.3%. From what I have presented in terms of the major crime statistics to date, you will realize that there is the general trend is major crimes are down. Nevertheless, you would have observed that murder is up marginally. But what I wish to bring to your attention is what obtained in January of this year. You will recall there were concerns about the trend in murder initially, whereby in the month of January of 2012, compared to the month of January of last year, there was a significant increase. The commissioner back then assured the people of this country that we would take appropriate steps to remedy the situation. I can report that if you look at the general trend as we speak, as of now, subsequent to January, in February, compared to January of this year, there was an 11% reduction in murder. In March, compared to February of this year, there was a 25% reduction in murder. And in April, compared to March of this year, there was a 7% reduction in murder. Of note also, ladies and gentlemen, is that in March of this year, we recorded the lowest nominal number of murders in 9 years for any single month. And in the month of April, we have bettered that by improving that result to the lowest in 9 years, in that for the month of April, we have had recorded 67 murders. So generally speaking, the Commissioner's assurance to you have been kept. I am quite sure that you may want to know what are some of the reasons for this. We will have an opportunity to speak on it in general terms, but not in specific terms during the question and answer. In concluding, ladies and gentlemen, I want to reinforce early appeals made by my colleagues, in particular Superintendent Phipps and Senior Superintendent Bailey, for members of the media and the public in general to support us to bring into custody those persons who were named as wanted persons. You have been advised of the media through which the public may assist us. For example, you can contact us through the usual 119 number at control. You can contact us through Operation Kingfish at 811, and you can contact us through Crime Stop at 311. In addition, you can contact any police station closest to you, or for that matter, any police officer with whom you are familiar. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you, and I thank you and look forward to hearing your questions.
Building confidence and credibility through transparency and professionalism. This is the Constabulary Communication Network, lifting our standards through communication.